Hello, my name is Heidi Brothers, and I'm an assistant professor with CU Denver in the Construction Engineering and Management program. I am putting together this series of videos to help you find a job, find a new position, move up in positions. Why should you listen to me? Well, I've been working with a CEM program in industry and the design construction industry for over 7 years already. I have been working in that same industry for over 35 years. When I was working in industry, often my responsibilities included searching out, looking at resumes, interviewing, and hiring people. In the past 20 years, I've changed types of jobs a number of times. I did a lot of work overseas and was just kind of exploring what was out there. And so on a regular basis, I went through the process. So I know what it feels like to resumes, find opportunities, nail or not nail interviews. Since I've started working with CU Denver, one of the things that I do is interface with industry a lot. I do a lot of networking. I go to a lot of events. I'm the advisor of the student chapters. I'm responsible for the undergraduate internship program. And so I spend a lot of time talking to representatives from industry on what they're looking for in our students and other students when they're out there hiring. So it's not just construction management. I also get talking to them about design professionals. So whether it's engineering, architect, and what they're looking for. And this is everything from freshmen, sophomore, just starting out somewhere, all the way to I work with students that are working in our graduate program and our certificates that are looking either to jump into the professional construction design industry or move up several levels within their responsibility level. So I'm hoping that these recordings and the information in this seminar will help you in all aspects of that. So I have a series of slides we're going to walk through that seem to help, so let's jump in. All right. This image is of me standing at a construction site. Is there really any better place to go visit? This particular construction site is in Jackson, Wyoming. My son worked there for several years as a project engineer for GE Johnson. He built this elementary school, and so I'm up there visiting. Super fun. All right, so let's start with a few terms. If you're going through this seminar, looking at this video, and you're hoping to land your very first job ever, very first job should be something like the bookstore or Qdoba or Subway or Uber or something like that. So if you have nothing to put on your resume, you have never done dog sitting, worked at King Soopers, any of those, just go find a job. You need to learn how to work. All of us have to learn how to work, how to do things that we don't want to do. So the first step is go learn to work. All right, so you already have that first work experience. And so now you're looking at this because you want some sort of part-time work during the school year. You want work during the summer. You want to work with the construction industry. We've also helped folks that wanted to jump into the design industry, particularly engineers, but some of this works for architects also. Typically, we're going to call work experience anything that you're going to do that's not a career position, so you've graduated already and they're offering you a full-time position, or an official internship. So we'll talk about that again. So for our undergrads, I envision that between freshman, sophomore, junior, you can land work experience opportunities within the Denver Front Range area as far as construction, related to construction, potentially even the design industry. All right, specifically internships. So in order to graduate with a degree from CU Denver, in construction management or construction engineering and management, you have to take the course that's identified on here, the CEMT 4939, which is an official internship. It gives you 1 credit hour for working the entire summer. And you're like, whoa, okay. Well, part of that is because we are meshing it with what other universities that offer similar programs do, and we're just structuring it that way, and that's where it comes from. If it was perfect, hopefully between the junior and senior year, if you come to us and you already have extensive experience, and you can talk a company into offering you a position for 3 months that includes quite a bit of construction management information, then we could certainly talk about it. So that is an official internship. The next one down here is the similar number for graduate level students. And here we see particularly our international students, and I think we may eventually see this with our undergraduate international students, that there are provisions for you to work in industry while you're going to school, but it's got to be an official internship program, and so we can certainly help you with that. There's also a program within the graduate program where you can do academic internships, which means that you use the work experience in part to help you accomplish your master's report. If that's what you're interested in doing, before you sign up for this, go talk to your advisor. There's some very specific components associated with this, so go talk to somebody first. All right, so because we are in right downtown Denver, unlike some other programs that offer construction management degrees, it is very easy for you to work full-time, part-time. All the projects are right outside of Denver, all the companies that are right here. And we've been talking to all of our industry partners to kind of get them in the mindset that we have students that are interested in that sort of work. And then most of you are hoping that either about the time you're getting close to graduating, that you can land that career position that launches you in the direction you want to go. Places that you need to go visit. So you need to go over and talk to the folks at the Experiential Learning Center. Experiential Learning Center relates to internships and work experience. So go over and meet with them, and you're like, if you haven't found them yet, they are now connected with the Career Center. Career Center is Tivoli 439, which is actually pretty hard to find because it's really in this wonky place in Tivoli. The way that I find it is north of Tivoli is the Tivoli Garage. Head that way while you're over there on the north side of the Tivoli looking at that garage, turn around, and there's a ramp up the back side of Tivoli, and that's the easiest way to get to the Career Center and the Experiential Center. Go in and meet these folks. Go talk to them about what they can do. They're the ones that do the campus-wide and the college-level career fairs. They officially run the internship program for the entire university. They have workshops on resumes and interviews and cover letters. Tons of resources for you. Go work with them. And then you need to sign up for Handshake. So Handshake is the system that this university uses to connect employers with people who are looking for work. And so go over, sign up for an account with it. And what happens is that we get employers that are looking to hire students or our alumni, and they will post an advertisement, and you as a student can come in and take a look at that database and filter it and find opportunities. I have lots of students that find opportunities this way, so go connect with it. All right, let's jump into resumes. And again, the information on this really is focused towards kind of construction management industry. It relates to some of the other ones, but and that's part of the reason for doing it. The Career Center will give you kind of generic information on resumes. The information that I'm giving you is very specific to the career field. So we are going to run through some examples, but some basic information first of all. So in general, 1 page, okay? This is not a 10-page, everything I've ever done. one page with a few exceptions. If you've got 10 years of solid experience, then you can probably go to 2 pages. But again, very concise. And so if you're to the point that you think you can do 2 pages, you know, send me an email. Let's chat about it a little bit. To give you an idea, again, I've been working over 35 years professionally. My resumes are 2 pages. 2 pages. Now they are tailored, okay? I've got about 4 resumes ready to go because I'm always talking to people and working on new opportunities and things like that. And they are designed for different types of opportunities. So you need to do the same. So say, for example, you want to apply to a general contractor who's got internships set up for next summer. They're going to call it internships. Again, it's an opportunity to get into their program, special 3-month program, kind of an introduction to them. And so you're going to set up a resume that responds to what they're looking for. Maybe you're also applying to a cost estimating company that's looking for somebody to help them. You're going to tailor your resume towards that opportunity. Maybe you found a job opportunity with a design firm where they're bringing in folks kind of at an introductory level to help with CAD work. So you would tailor the resume to focus on that. And one of the many advantages of having them all on these silly computers is that you can do that. All right, the next one down here, 10 seconds, 30 seconds interview. All right, the purpose of a resume is not your life story. It's not. The purpose is really to make it past the first 10 seconds. So when I'm looking at resumes, flipping through resumes, you know, I got hundreds of them coming in. Typically, I'll give them 10 seconds. If I see on there what I need to see, what the position requires, then I'll put it in the pile to look at a little bit further. If you don't make the 10 seconds, you're just off in the trash can. Okay, so you want to focus that resume so the person who looks at it can find what they want to find fast. All right, so now I'm going to go through the pile that has the 30-second pile. And now I'll take a little bit of time to look through what the person's trying to tell me. And so I'll give them 30 seconds. Again, not very long. And then if I find enough to intrigue me, that person goes in the phone call possible interview pile. Okay? So again, very concise, clear, make sure it's showing exactly what the people want to see. All right, so I'm going to pull up some examples. They are in your slides here, but it's easier for me just to pull them up. So we'll start with the undergraduate resumes. And so what I've done here is that these are resumes that I worked with students on, and then I've changed some of the personal information. And so with the undergraduate, these are folks that are close to graduating when they wrote it. So I realize that those of you that are freshmen and sophomore perhaps have a little less to put on the resume, but still it gives you a sense kind of how to organize it. Look how clean it is, how well the main categories stand out. Easy to read, easy to find whatever it is that I'm looking for, beautiful. We do suggest folks put education on there. I mean, that's the main thing that you're focusing on right now is your education, these completed courses. And if you don't have very many on here, sometimes I suggest to folks that they put the words completed by May. Because if you're trying to land a company internship for next summer, or work experience for next summer, they're going to be interested in what you've completed by May. So maybe you don't have the courses all completed. Maybe it's completed by May in here. So this person does have some construction experience. It's a labor, but that's great. This all applies. Again, companies want to see that you've worked, you know how to work, that you can show up every day when you're supposed to and get the job done. Some technical, this person is also fluent in Spanish, organizations. Yeah, it's a very nice resume. All right, next one. Similar, note that this person is working on construction management minor. Now, I don't have any resumes showing someone with a degree in, a bachelor's degree in civil engineering, or construction management or construction engineering and management. That's because when I'm preparing this video, we don't have anybody that's gotten that far through our program. So eventually I'll add resumes showing folks with degrees in construction management. All right, so this person's got a BS in civil engineering or is finishing it up, construction management minor. And again, they can change these courses depending on who they're applying to. Now note this statement down here. Green card, yes, eligible, work in the United States with no sponsorship needed. The Career Center will tell you not to do this. And in fact, on one of the graduate resumes, I've got a statement that the student can work without sponsorship. I acknowledge that statement, but if you come down here and you can see that the person comes from another country, okay? And if you're an international student, I know that particularly the construction industry wants to know whether or not they have to immediately sponsorship you. It really is a big deal. And so I've had a lot of success with my students. If you have a green card stated on there, it's not necessarily a discrimination thing. It has to do more with the paperwork and the cost associated with setting that up. So if your resume shows that you come from another place, make a statement on there. And again, I've got a similar statement, but one that the person doesn't have a green card yet, but can still work in one of the graduate resumes. Here you can see that, and again, just a range of work. This all counts. Again, what employers want to see is that you know how to work. Okay. All right, graduate resumes. And again, these folks are finishing up masters in construction engineering and management. Notice that I put a similar statement in here, eligible work in the United States, no sponsorship needed. Again, it matters for our international students. This was pretty cool. They just volunteered for a local professional organization. You can do that sort of thing. That's very helpful to get some experience. Academic projects, sure. Just some different ideas on what you can put on a resume. Again, clear, crisp, concise. And the last one. The other one. Here the person was research assistant, so worked at the university. Oh, this one was CDOT, community chair, associate engineer. Notice this person was involved with our student organizations. There we go. Okay. Hopefully those are helpful. All right, back to my slides. I have one more slide I wanted to talk about. All right, most people ask me about cover letters. Some positions require a cover letter. So before you start applying to opportunities, put together a nice cover letter. There are examples on Google. If you Google cover letters, also the Career Center has some really nice examples. Concise, to the point, write them up so they reflect what the opportunity is offering, have someone check your English, grammar, and spelling and things like that. Don't send them to me. I don't look at cover letters. There are enough resources out there for you to help somebody to help you put together a solid cover letter. As a note, I've also found over the years that in general, organizations will require cover letters, but they never read them. So part of it is just whether or not you'll comply, and they may glance through it to see how good your English is. But I found that most companies that do require a cover letter never read them. All right, so I'm going to stop this video, and then we can jump into the second one when you feel like it.